worse to me than looking online for a recipe for caramel corn and someone says, buy a bag of caramels and unwrap them. That is not a recipe for caramel corn. This is a recipe for caramel corn. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to double my recipe. So this is 2 cups of butter, and that's 2 boxes of butter. So that's 8 sticks of butter, just like Pauline would like it. And that was 1 cup of brown sugar, and we're going to go for another cup of brown sugar. This is the cutest measuring cup ever. These little graduated ones from Target. Okay, so it says so we're going to need 1 full cup of corn syrup. And what we're going to do is let that come to a boil. And it looks like it's getting there, so I'm going to stir it up so that it gets all incorporated in there. So let me grab a spoon. Okay, I'm just going to stir this. Oh, it looks good already. And so while this is starting to come to a boil, we're going to add our salt. So we need 2 teaspoons of salt. And caramel is something you have to watch. And whatever you do, do not taste it because it will burn your finger right off, like 3rd-degree burns into the hospital. It looks delicious. You cannot taste it. It is lava. So be very careful. So we're just going to wait for this to boil. Okay, so it's been boiling for 5 minutes, and here comes the super magical part. Okay, so you're going to add in 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then the magical, I don't know why this works, is 2. That looks like 1 teaspoon. But oh, see, you don't want to get near that. And then you stir it. And it totally changes like consistency. But you can see it's almost like foamy candy. I don't even know what. But so you are going to just wait for this to cool off a little bit and wait for it to puff all up, and then you can just turn off the heat. And then you're going to pour this on top of the popcorn. But this is really the hot lava stage. You don't want to lick this. You don't want to touch it. It tastes delicious. Just take your word for it. But what I did is I took this Vicks bag. I cut open 1 bag. Remember, it comes with 2. So I just cut open 1 bag, and I put 1 bag in the bottom. I'm going to pour half the mixture on top. Okay. Make sure this bag is open. Hold on. And if you hear screaming, that means someone needs to call 911. Okay, so pour half. Woo! Look at that. Yummy, 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 yummy. Then take your next bag. Ooh, that looks good. Pour that on top. And then go the second caramel on top. Don't use a spoon to stir it right now, because if you touch this, I'm not kidding, it's like your arm melting off. So you're just going to want to close the bag and gently just kind of roll it around. And you can see, I don't know what these bags are made of. It's a paper, but it won't come through the bag, doesn't melt through the bag, and the bag's not made out of plastic, so that's good. You can feel how warm it is, but you want to just try to get all of the caramel coated a little bit. And then when you think it's cooled down, you can just toss it. You can see here. Go this way. You can toss it carefully. Just mix it all around, and then also we're going to put it out on paper. We're going to put it out on parchment. And everybody knows that sea salt goes with caramel. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it out on parchment like we did the others, and then we're going to crack some mineral salt, some coarse sea salt on top, and it is going to be so delicious. Okay, so we're just going to put out, another box, perfect. Okay, so we're going to put out more parchment paper. And I know I've said this 6,000 times, but it's really hot. Be very careful. So we're going to dump this out. Oh yeah, that looks good. And I know right now you're going to want to take that pretty hand of yours and just stick it right in there and smooth that out. And I would not do that if I were you. Just try to get it all out of there. I think that's good. And then I'm just going to use a knife to kind of spread it out. And like I said, I think caramel corn is really good when you can eat it a little clumpy and a little separated, you know, a little bit of each. So, while it's cooling, I'm going to put some sea salt and just cracked sea salt. And I like to use the mineral salt too. You could use kosher salt, but what you want is, you know, you want a bigger grain of salt. You don't want to use table salt. If that's all you had, you could, but this is, it's called fleur de sel, which is a fancy just way of saying sea salt. And I'm just going to crumple it right on top. And you can see the consistency. And this is actually a gray salt. And just, you know, sprinkle a little bit on top. And then when it's cooled off a little bit, and I can do it right now too, you just toss it a little. And then we're going to put a little bit more gray salt on top. And that combination of sweet and salty, oh my gosh, I don't know why it's so good, but it really is. I've kind of forgot about the part where you need to bake it, and I could have shown you how that happened, but it took 2 people and 14 hands to get it off the parchment into the pan. Oh, what? The oven is ready. So, put this in the oven at 250 degrees and then stir it about every 15 minutes. And what that does is it cooks the caramel onto the popcorn, so it makes the popcorn a little bit more crunchy. And if you packed it like this, I think it would still keep that gooey consistency, which is delicious to eat, don't get me wrong, but not when you're packaging it. So we're going to put it in the oven, set it 250 degrees, and we're just going to stir it every 15 minutes. Now, what I did personally is I added another bag of plain popcorn on top because it was so super caramely. I needed to kind of balance it out. So just depends on how much caramel you want. I added a little bit, you can see, of regular popcorn mixed in the top. So it's just a little less caramely. You could do it either way. I just felt like it was way too much caramel. I know that sounds crazy, like there should never be too much caramel. So how we're going to package it is I bought these clear drinking cups, and actually these happen to be made out of the corn, so they're biodegradable and they're food safe. So this isn't warm, but you know, in the chance that something might be warm, you don't want to use a plastic cup. So this is a good cup to use. And then I'm using a dome lid, like you could get at Starbucks. And we found Smart and Final has them, and I know that's California, and we just lost our Smart and Final in Colorado, but you can buy them online. So it's just a clear cup with a dome lid. It's what you would get your Frappuccino with at Starbucks. And just look around, you hopefully you can find them. So we're gonna layer this in 3 layers so it looks like 3 different colors. And we're gonna start with the white chocolate cranberry. And just do a third. Just eyeball it. And then we're gonna go with caramel as our next layer. And then I have a little trick. What I did was, on my printer, I printed up some 2-inch circle labels. And it just says Christmas crack, because that's what this is, Christmas crack. And I'll send you the link. I'll put the link on my blog on where to get the labels. But what you do is, oh, actually, I'll do this first. Cover the hole in the top of the lid. Just press it down a little bit, just so it covers up that hole and you won't lose any popcorn at the top. So it says Christmas crack. And then what I'm going to do is just put a tiny bit of powdered sugar on the bottom there. And so that way there's nothing sticky. You don't have to worry about anything sticky sticking to your popcorn. So, and then our top layer is going to be this chocolate, yummy. So this is chocolate, peanut, white chocolate. Then, oops, you're just gonna flip it closed like this. And so it doesn't look completely layered, but you can see the different colors. I think it looks really cute with your Christmas crack label on top. And you can use this in your cookie exchange instead of cookies. Or you could bring them to work, put them out, give them to your neighbors, or whatever you want to do with them. But we think they're really cute, and you really should try Christmas crack. You'll eat the whole thing, I promise. Don't you wish you had a Christmas crack house in your neighborhood?